Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming back. Today wanted to do something a little bit different. Just kind of wanted to talk about the setup that I'm running on the 240. It's a very basic setup. So we'll start on the turbo side. Funny thing about this turbo setup, it actually came from a Chucky, which is Frederick Osbo's old red Supra and FD, but now Ola Yeager drives it. Manifold, and I think the wastegate setup and downpipe is all from the same car, but the turbo is actually from Ola's car back in Norway. So he hooked me up with that whole setup. Came with turbo manifold, turbo wastegate, the lines, and I believe the fuel injectors. They're 1000cc Delphi fuel injectors, and I mean they worked for him his first Pro 2 season, and this is like a budget build for me, so I'm just gonna use the same thing. And I spoke to my tuner, and he said they should work just fine, so I trust his work. So let's move on towards the middle. I have Gates timing belt on there. I'm running coil packs from an Audi. These have their own. It's a coil on plug with its own igniter in there, so I don't have to run like an igniter system like most cars. It's like built into these coils. NGK spark plugs, the iridiums. Running that alternator relocator bracket. It puts the alternator on the cold side just to prevent anything from heat soaking when we're at the track in hot weather. So should definitely save it from there. I have excessive manufacturing motor mounts with stock S chassis motor mounts that go to the subframe. That was the most cost-effective I guess setup I wanted to do, or setup I can do for this car. Again, it's just a budget build, not trying to go crazy with it. Drift motion fuel rail in there with the Delphi 1000cc injectors. This is a non-vvti intake manifold. What else? Not sure if you guys can see. This is actually an excessive manufacturing adapter plate that adapts the CD09 350Z transmission to the JZ. And here's how it fits on the inside. I did have to do some cutting. As you can see, the stock shifter hole is like right around here. I have the GK Tech shifter relocator. When you swap a CD09 into a S chassis, the stock length of the 350Z shifter is actually way back. I think it ends up like over here somewhere, so that's why you have to run either a GK Tech shifter relocator or a Serial 9. This is again most cost effective. It's about half the cost of the Serial 9 kit, but it's not as nice as a Serial 9 kit. So I mean, if you want nice parts, I would suggest buying the Serial 9. GK Tech still works for me. So I have my S15 headlights. What else is cool about this car? This is not actually really cool. It's not that cool. I still am running the stock fuel tank. I'll be running a Walbro 450 high pressure E85 compatible fuel pressure or fuel pump that could handle up to about 700 horsepower on a single pump. That's what I'm running, and that's all I will run until I could afford like a nice fuel cell setup. I'll be running, stock fuel tank location. Just have a -8 weld-on bung to the top hat of the fuel tank where the Walbro fuel pump goes into. From there, it'll be like an AN PTFE fuel line to the rail, and then from the rail, I'll go to my Nuke Performance fuel pressure regulator, and from there, I'll go back to the tank. As far as radiator setup, I got this coil rad from one of my buddies, Austin. I cut out the support like you guys saw. I plan on getting like a Durali fan shroud setup, dual fans that push out like crazy amounts of CFM. To be safe, a total of 4,000 CFM to make sure the JZ doesn't, you know, get crazy hot. And that should be enough to cool it down, but I need to make sure that whole fan shroud setup fits between the radiator and basically the water pump, because that's the farthest point of the motor that protrudes out. So hopefully it fits. If not, I gotta do some more stuff to make this fit. Yeah, that's a lot of information, but I mean, now you guys know what setup I'm running. Stock long block is just a vvti motor from Japan with probably, I don't know, 60,000 miles US. Yeah, I mean, stock long block could hold up to about 700. I just want 500 max. 6 would be nice, but 500 max. I'll probably detune it to about 450 just to get used to everything, because I've never really driven anything with that much horsepower. This week my plan is to start wiring the chassis and plug up my engine harness from Max ECU. So yeah, here's an inside shot. Do slow mo. Hello. What's up?
The tires aren't running.
That's not good. For what car?
This car, the tires I just put on.
For the IS?
I think it was, no, the race car.
What?
I think what the problem is when I hit full lock, I think it's hitting the frame rail, so it's just cutting the tire out.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I noticed the other day. I'm gonna need to buy the other tire, that's the job.
What the heck?